Hello, we are group number 52 with our project TransTax, a multilingual and currency software. The team members are Rahul Hegde, James Chan, Amit Fawad, Rishabh Patel, and myself, Daniel Chen. Our advisor is Dr. Jorge Ortiz. Currently, when it's time for companies to fill out their taxes, they have accounting teams dedicated to translating and filling out their financial forms for international business, since some countries prefer financial documents in their native language. This is normally done manually, time-consuming and expensive for companies. Additionally, from our research, we couldn't find any software that is able to translate and convert currencies for financial documents, such as invoices, which are a key way companies track their expenses and revenues. Our solution is TransTax, a multilingual and currency conversion software. It is an online invoice aggregation and generation service, which allows users to upload their invoices to be quickly and accurately translated. It also has a real-time currency conversion for your invoices. Our project will help create an impact through improving compliance with international tax regulations through accurate real-time translation and currency conversion.
TransTax, a multilingual invoice generation tool. We help businesses go global and achieve universal tax compliance. When a user first comes to TransTax, they have two options. They can either use our application programming interface to programmatically access our services, and if they'd like to know how to do that, they can read our API documentation to learn about how we use authentication, WebSocket connections, endpoints, WebSocket messages, the various responses, error handling, and rate limits. The other option users have is to use our website. When users come to our website, we leverage AWS Elastic Kubernetes Service in order to orchestrate and spin up the various components of our application. We use Nginx as our reverse proxy, which acts as our load balancer as well as route direction engine. A user is connected through our Nginx server to our React.js frontend to get information on how they would like to get their translations done, which then connects them to our Flask Python backend, which then queues up the job with our AI LLM translation engines. These translation engines are scaled up when we have times of heavy load with high traffic or large batch jobs, thanks to our Elastic Kubernetes service. And once the responses are generated in a distributed manner, they are passed off to the Flask server, which is notified when the files are uploaded to the cloud, which then notifies the React frontend, and that information is propagated over to the client, who can then download the files as necessary. Thanks to the Elastic Kubernetes service, all of our modules are scaled back down, resetting the application to its initial state.
So when it came to translation, we really had two options: using a pre-trained model or making our own custom model. And just because of the hassle of training a custom model with multiple different languages and all the hardware that's needed, we decided to go with the pre-trained model, which was built in a library called Argos. These models were trained using OpenNMT, which contains pre-built architectures, including RNNs with attentions and various kinds of encoders and decoders. In terms of the translations, they're predicted via beam search on the models to generate NBEST translations. And this is very important because a lot of the vocabulary you'll find on the invoices is not fairly common. So having multiple translations and picking the best one out of them is very important for our use case. And based on the results, we found that it was very comparable to use Google Translate, which is very promising for our translations. For the currency, we decided to go very simple. xrays.com is a website that has all the currency conversions all the way back to 2014 from many of the common currencies. So all we have to do is just alter the URL based on what we're looking for, do a little search, and we can easily get the currency conversion from one currency to another at any given date.
So this is a demo of TransTax. And so here I have this AE sample data. It's a spreadsheet of invoice data that I want to translate and produce PDFs out of. And so as I open this, you can see that there are a whole bunch of rows with a whole bunch of fields, and I want to produce a PDF for every single row and at the same time translate them. And so if I go back here, this home screen is really the landing page that users are going to see when they access our website. And so here, let's select English, let's select US dollars, and let's say I want to translate this to Japanese. And so here I'm going to upload the file. And then after I hit submit, we should be good to go. So as you can see, it is starting to generate a couple of PDFs. Let's open up one right now. And so you can see it's in Japanese.
For future developments, we hope to incorporate a database to store translated invoice data. We want to increase supported translation to languages like Mandarin, Italian, and Spanish. We also hope to implement user accounts with Cognito for enhanced business personalization. And we want to reduce PDF translation and invoice generation time. Thank you for listening.